down into turn 6. Big shake of the head, isn't it, as he exits turn 6. He's having a look just to see where... Yeah, he knows that
Quartararo, a hat-trick in general. He's on at the moment after winning. He's done Ronaldo, who might be coming today maybe. Who knows? We will find out, won't we, if he's able to do...
Yes, Hero. We've had the list read out to us by chosen what they have and what you expect to happen tyre-wise in the race.
Yes, so the medium rear is the best compromise in between durability and grip. On the front, the medium one, it gives you more stability. The front just it gives you more
Fabio Quartararo and Morbidelli as well. Quartararo gets swallowed. And well, no, he closes the door. Morbidelli holds on. Just to start, Jangan, Quartararo. So Quartararo from pole has been pushed back down to 4th spot. Nakagami and Mia is there as well. It's Maverick Vinales was really sluggish off the line. Zarco in 10th through the first sector. For Camilla as we head down the back straight towards turn 6. Just what he wants on the factory Aprilia. Started on the middle of the 3rd row in 8th. He's already got it out. He's up into 11th at the Pedrosa corner, Steve. He was having a bit of a tussle there with Mardo 14th, Miguel Oliveira in 15th. Here is Pecco Bagnaia, number 63. Jangan Morbidelli and Fabio Quartararo did get the big red blur flying by there. It was in the form of Thriller 2021. Goes on and on and on. And the nightmare start team for the first time. And for the first time in 2021, Jazz and Zarco coming very, very close to each other. Those two are really beating each other up on that first lap so far. Everything looking pretty rosy. There is Aleix Espargaro further back then. This is all the drama going on. Poor first lap from Rossi, started 17th. He's let Nico and Petrucci slip on through. Two Suzuki's then. Quattararo's gone down. Quattararo's just taken Bagnaia here in Jerez. Oh, twitch there from the Ducati of Pecco Bagnaia. Quattararo got the inside line coming out of 5 on Bagnaia, but Bagnaia with that brute horse, Quattararo with the hard work to do all over again. All that debris in the mud. Jerez last year has it all to do now as he rejoins the race right at the very back. Downhill full fuel tank at this stage of the race. It's so easy to have that front end wash out from underneath you. Here comes Fabio Quartararo up the inside of Bagnaia into turn 13. That's great, but can he hold on? Quattararo's done it to Bagnaia. What Morbidelli's not yet been able to do to Jack Miller as much as he dared, just to make sure there was no way that Bagnaia had the chance to slip on the inside into Nakagami. So the Suzukis now are in 6th and 7th. That's 9 men back to Vinales. There's a second between Vinales and Zarco. In fact, Marquez has slipped back down to 14th place. Jack Miller showed yesterday in FP4 to run with the Yamaha. This Rins goes really deep and down into turn 6. It's a disaster. No other word for it. Pure and utter disaster for Alex Fabio Quartararo in Portimao 2 weeks ago. And he's an early faller here in the Spanish Grand Prix. There's Aleix Espargaro. That's fine. That'll do. 5th place for now. Wind was committed there. He tried to save it, didn't he? But gravity just took over. Quartararo to Yamahas. He takes 4th place from Pecco Bagnaia. The factory of Aprilia man on the brink. It's Jack Miller for the race lead. There is Joan Mir just up ahead of Maverick Vinales. We keep saying it. Rins throwing away yet another golden chance with a crash. He did it in Austria last year. He did it in Portimao last time out. Quartararo though, he's closing up on the tail here of Jack Miller. Will he be even that group involving Paul Espargaro, Bradl and Marc Marquez, those trio of Hondas that were really fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far for Zarco. 38.189 through on Nakagami shortly because Fabio Quartararo is climbing through these fast right-handers coming up and he will launch an attack on Jack Miller surely. Could be game over. Quartararo will know that. Jack Miller will know that as well. Here, that was all set up through turns 11 and 12 with the superior Yamaha corner speed on the boat with the power of the Ducati, but he's not strong enough on the brakes to get through. Got to get by Jack Miller fast. This could be game over very, very quickly because when this happened here in Bogoro went, already he's been able to put what? 7, 8, 9 bike lengths between for Alex Marquez in 2021. Faced as long as a wet Sunday, unfortunately for him. Really see the start of that, but yeah, this field team have got major problems here because it's going to get bigger now. It's wide, well wide. More drama at turn 6 for the fact. Thinking of Alex Rins, he's last. He's just set the fastest lap of the race, 38.114. We saw one of those. He's not going to be on the podium. It's frustrating to watch from the Suzuki for 3 and 4, where the Yamaha just comes into its own. It'll stretch his legs. Miller Yamaha in this 4th sector where it's fast high-speed corners. The edge grip of the corners. Juan Mir here was desperate to get past Nakagami. He can see that the picture of the location. He picks his moments very, very cleverly, very smartly, but this time just pushed into that right lap record from Fabio Quartararo, and he was doing that for fun this morning and yesterday. Get to the front early on, clear track, daylight ahead of you, head down, hands back from Miller, Morbidelli, and Alicia Spargaro on the Aprilia at the moment. That would be a bit Mir. Further down the order, Polis Spargaro is in 10th ahead of Bradley through Jack Miller's mind right now as he's programming his brain. Quartararo was a little bit in the pace of
Miller, Morbidelli, and Alicia Spargaro on the Aprilia at the moment. That would be a bit Mir. Further down the order, Polis Spargaro is in 10th ahead of Bradley through Jack Miller's mind right now as he's programming his brain. Quartararo was a little bit in the pace of Quartararo, and he badly needs a result. How much risk will Miller take? Well, in the past, Jack Miller is bitten off more than he can chew, but at the back end, so you'd think that after the start that Miller's had to this season, he would take the post, the only man in the 37s, and comfortably so. Everybody else, I want 37. Miller, to his credit, to his enormous credit, under the pressure that he wanted with a 37.9. Gap between himself and Quartararo, 6/10. Yeah, that is if he chases the top 10. Just a couple of places behind these guys. Bastianini is coming through. He's up into 13th. He's just gone, Rossi 17th, but that's only because the likes of Rins and Binder and Alex Tino Rossi, he's 8/10 at the moment behind Nicola Corona, who's had a little bit hot, trying to nick a bit of time back on the brakes on another pre-RS GP, and that's is definitely the last sector where he's losing the time, but he is trying to really pushing that front end of the Ducati as the Australian. Zarco is about to start attacking Maverick Vinales. He's got on him, getting by, will be Bagnaia on board with. That's Alicia Spargaro. Now, Alicia Spargaro be a podium on offer here. Quartararo and Miller exchange high 130 that from the Italian third place. The only three men in the board still there with Pecco Bagnaia. Just behind these guys, Taka Nakagami now, so he might well feature in the latter stages of this one as well. Yeah, and he's the leading light behind his teammate Polis Spargaro in 10th place. Breaking into turn 6, any evidence in that Michelin front tyre. He's able to stop that RS GP. Wants to be, because Bagnaia is waiting to pounce on any kind of slip-up. Well, the gap between Quartararo and Miller at the minute, you wonder how much tyre he's using just to do that. As Marc Marquez here. Yeah, 10th and 11th for Repsol Honda. Not what we expected to see from Polis Spargaro. Marc Marquez was out of the saddle for him, just working his way back up to confidence, and confidence which was definitely erased. And Arago has also had a couple of crashes. Quartararo at 37.770, and if the lead is over, it'll be it now. Miller surely has to wave the white flag to Fabio. Comfortably clear of Morbidelli. He doesn't have to worry about the Italian at this stage of the race. More than a second right now for Jack Miller, but it would be a massive bullet for him just to get on board here with Pecco Bagnaia. He's using the speed of his Ducati to get a look into turn 6, and he's really deep as well. Looking at Spargaro gets the drive grip, the acceleration down the back straight. He's able to just ease on through the latest Ducati breaker. He's taken over that mantle from Andrea Dovizioso. Here is Alex Rins then, just put in his personal sliced off of that factory Suzuki, and that will be making this motorcycle become force being generated by that light aero edition. Alicia Spargaro in 2021 pretty brilliantly as the Spanish rider on the Aprilia. He loses a couple of places and then he comes on strong again. The same happened in Qatar behind Taka Nakagami here if he wants a chance at the podium. Zarco's got Vignale, very, very poor start. He was on the second row in 6. His whole shot device did not work. I think we've had a faller, I think. And now Bastianini, impressive start to his rookie season in Motogp, turn 2. So easily done. The Vinci Ducati. Bastianini was running well as losing the front end. Your classic turn 2 crash. He has rejoined the race, as this is your fight for third place. Deli on this lap alone in the first 2 sectors. Bagnaia has taken nearly 3/10 to the 8 flat. Miller 1.3 behind. Then it's Morbidelli, who is indeed 2/10 slower. Today, with 2 riders on the podium, Davide Tardozzi would be not taking that fight with Zarco lying down, and why would he? He's Vinales. Juan Mir just set yet another PB level, but keeping an eye on Mir's lap times. 2 or 3 paying though for that mistake 4 or 5 laps ago down. Mir and Vinales have opted for that softer front tyre in Jerez. This is Luca Marini at the moment. Well wide, he wasn't going to make that corner in a million years, was it? Everything for Valentino Rossi, you've got to feel like they're running out of factory Yamaha at the moment. Rossi outside the points, and that's dropped to me right now. These two guys know each other incredibly well. Franco Morbidelli and Pecco, both in the VR46 Academy. And now as we head on Yamaha, although to his credit, Morbidelli circuit right now is Jack Miller. Brilliant performance by the Australian. To hope that Quartararo sees plus 1.2, some kind of mistake. In the past though, with Fabio Quartararo, particularly bulletproof, rock solid, does not make a mistake. Head anywhere near Morbidelli, he will, but it's enough to the number 21. This is the battle for third future in terms of third place for Pecco Bagnaia. He's got a long Marquez fans. He's just moved up into 10th ahead of team. That's only 3 or 4 tenths slower than the top 2 men in the race at the moment, which given around these fast right-handers here at Jerez, spectacular speed through close enough. The gap at the front still 1.2. Jack Miller 1.4. Sorry. Now we'll keep our eyes on this one. Bagnaia just cannot get on terms on the exit. The problem that Bagnaia's got, and it's quite a big one, is that Morbidelli was brilliant. Speed of the Yamaha. Nobody stronger all weekend than Morbidelli, or Mir and Vinales if you like, because they're 7th and 8th. The two riders running the soft front. They're now down into the low 138s as we get close to hub. Contending with the threat being posed by Taka Nakagami. Brad Binder's the second Jerez Grand Prix here last year, where he had a spectacular high side. Well, is that game over for Binder today, or is he going to get back on and try and gutted about that? Brad Binder, he was full of beans on Friday, really slightly more tame and sedate than one he had there last year, because that was a monster. Big high. Did he have 2 falls last year? I think no, he clattered. I don't think he hit Oliveira into turn 5 in the first race, and then in the second one he'd already hit Oliveira and then high sided out at the final. Well, okay, he's on his feet, so no obvious damage, but after a big clash, that's going to be marked down as a very disappointing weekend. Try and chase down the man that we're on board with, Franco Morbidelli, is only lapping a tenth a lap slower than Quartararo, but the problem is that in 2021, and he's just not putting a single foot wrong. Is he about to just get knocked off? How late is Morbidelli braking on what he's doing right now? On that 2-year-old aging-wise RM1, task he's going to face for another 11.5 laps as well. Agar was just a touch quicker than these two on the last lap. Came on strong him as well. At the moment, I'm sure that Gigi Dall'Igna is pretty happy. We might have an answer to Franco Morbidelli, and of course Jack Miller. Quartararo's had a moment. He's lost 6/10 of a second here. Has that given Bagnaia the chance? I think it has. Something's gone wrong here for Quartararo. At the moment on the front end, in the middle of that man, lost another 3/10 in the first sector. There's something horrendous a second. What's happened then to Fabio Quartararo? Morbidelli got the better drive. Morbidelli lost all of his exit speed, and that allowed years ago as a failed gear shifter, wasn't it? On the back straight here, when Fabio Quartararo was going to be made a Motogp podium. Well, it would be cruel again if it was something mechanical. Because of the last lap, it's now, well, Jack Miller here could be on the brink of all of his Christmas have come at once here. How on earth has this happened? What did happen on that previous lap to Fabio Quartararo? Completely evaporate. How bizarre. And all of a sudden, on that final, this is baffling. As they make their way onto the start-finish straight, Jack Miller here is going to challenge for the lead. He's in the Grand Prix. He's got it done. Fabio fading, or is he just, you don't just roll out a 1.5 second lead, do you? To save time, it doesn't happen. There'll be some nervous faces over in the Monster Energy Yamaha garage. Really hot into turn number 5. Jack Miller has never won since 2006. Oh, there'll be some nerves as well, though. After everything that's happened in the last few weeks, there would be some tears. But as to what on earth has just happened?
Sorry, Steve, I believe how Jack is riding. Unreal. Like, just because how good is Jack riding it?
Couldn't agree more, Simon. And when you take into account the Ducati guys, they are so nervous. Lynn Jarvis has got the song, has broken the resistance of Franco Morbidelli after passing him a couple of laps ago. Oh, against another mid 139. Yeah, something's definitely not right. To fall off a cliff like that, surely. Well, maybe they do. I mean, who knows? It's not the first time he's done that either. Wow. Well, this is a bit of the problem down into turn 6. Shake of the head, isn't there? He is. He exits turn 6. He's having a look just to see where. Yeah, he knows that he was unbelievably Ducati, who haven't won here since 2006. could be on for a one.
It's front, not rear. You know, he's having trouble on entry.
Thanks for that, Simon. Fabio Quartararo has somehow got about 8.5 laps. Leader, how quickly the picture has changed. The landscape of the big championship points. It'd be good to get an onboard with Fabio Quartararo, wouldn't it? I've got the full gearbox, etc. Just to sort of tick off a few. Last lap, he was 1.1 seconds slower than Jack Miller. 1.1 Bagnaia. He's about to make light work of this. He can't even believe how quick he is. Look at that. And it's a Ducati 1-2. And Morbidelli's about to crawl luck. By the way, the fastest man on circuit, Marc Marquez. Friday, Steve, about being caught out by quite a significant drop in time. This really is like freebasing, isn't it? I mean, what a moment. This is such a popular lad, and he has been so down in the dumps, but he said true for Morbidelli on his former teammate. This is going to
entry, that's where they're getting him. You know, was it Aragon? Yeah, rubber. But because the temperature goes up, the pressure goes up.
And be in the top 10. Thanks again, Simon. The way he's going, he's not got to pick him off. Taki Nakagami's right behind the Spaniard as well. Can buffer at the moment with 7 laps to go. Surely he can hold on to that. But there's some guys coming in. He's just a passenger. Nothing he can do. You have to feel for him, don't you? You're just outside of him, going through 5.
No,
that's
surely not.
Oh, that's brave. That's amazing. From Taken style into turn 5. And he goes straight forward up the inside of Fabio Quartararo. This was Nakagami, and Mir has picked off Aleix Espargaro as well. He was caught napping. The speed, they're close there. Quartararo is not only going to lose this race, would lead here as well.
Unbelievable.
Can you believe how quickly the complexion? Unbelievable.
And that's you only have to look to last year.
This one will really hurt Fabio Quartararo. It will sting. Vignot, but he's got Zarco and Marquez coming as well. Marquez is doing house because I'd have put my mortgage on Fabio Quartararo getting the job done here in Jerez. He's so up for it. Oh, look over the shoulder from Quartararo, gets a face full.
Everything he can, by the way, out front to hold on, Matt, because Nakagami's lapping half a second.
Yeah, as soon as Nakagami got that clear track, Zarco just easily, really humbling. It's a tough watch for Fabio Quartararo fans.
He won't believe it, will he?
What?
Fabio Quartararo.
I don't really recall back to the extent that Fabio Quartararo has. I mean, at the moment, the guy, Miller's doing mid-38s.
You have to feel desperately sorry for Van there. We'll find out and pick the bones out of it later. It doesn't look like he'll score any points here. What you will now closing back up on Bagnaia, and Miller, as he crosses the line, is going to be 5 laps away. Country box. We just love to see racing, but I've got to be honest, I'm really
taking over the first 3 Grand Prix of the season. A couple of 9th place in Portimao. The pressure is mounting when you're in a factory team. A high pro that more than Jack Miller, and today it could be the day where he takes that first to be an immensely popular victory as well.
This is how it looks at the moment.
I mean, it is right now. Fabio Quartararo on that last lap was nearly 3 seconds. Incredible.
This man here, Pecco Bagnaia, ace in this race. 5 laps to go. An unheard of 1-2 in Jerez, of all places.
Quartararo in absolute soon. It's been a really humbling afternoon. At the moment, he's going to Le Mans level, 66 points. Can Morbidelli work her way through on Pecco Bagnaia, but Quartararo is not going to be able to play as well. Miller still with that advantage of 1.8 seconds over Bagnaia.
And Morbidelli a half a second quicker than Jack Miller. Nakagami here, the 26-year-old from Townsville. Justery, and the best stories of all in sport. Backs against the wall, and they come back to prove everyone wrong.
They not keep a good man down for too long. He gets knocked down. Aston 2016 when he was part of the Mark VDS Honda project. Wet and damp conditions at the Dutch TT.
Well, if you cast your minds back to get a camera on him at the end of this one, if it stays the way it is, because they will be, short for Ducati, at a circuit they have notoriously struggled at. Jack yesterday, a crucial session to MotoGP riders, but he made it out when he did it.
Yeah, truly brilliant. Quartararo fan, can you believe it? Lap 14,
it's looking like
the top 10.
It's looking like he's going to pick up a couple of points of interest information-wise on the front and the rear tyres there from this angle. Difficult to really judge. We don't want to make assumptions without knowing the fact. Bagnaia smell a late charge here and cause
delivered by Bagnaia, wouldn't it? Nakagami's running out of steam for the podium. the World Championship leader. His awful Sunday in Spain just gets Oliveira. Has actually passed him, he has, and now it's Stefan Bradl who's about to fly.
Burn, isn't it? It really is going to burn Fabio Quartararo
in this Spanish Grand Prix for quite some time now. He's just been cruising around.
There's another 1 second further back, so he might hold on to a point or two. And on. That's all.
I know somebody who's going to be very, very proud, his bosom buddy Cal Crutchlow, who's had so much faith in Jack right now.
Well, just imagine. I mean, I don't know what time it is over in Oz at this moment. It flew through the roof.
Fire up with you. Peter and Sonia, fire up the barbecue. Fire here in Spain.
It's not over though. The gap's now under a second. Pecco Bagnaia, remember,
it's come down to under a second.
It's going to be a nervous last lap. A really, really nervous last lap.
It should be enough of a margin for him to control, surely, to hold off Pecco. When was the last time Ducati had a 1-2? Probably not that recently, actually, the way they set up for it.
Out to 1.2 in the last sector as Jack Miller, and as we rounds turn 13, Jack Miller taking this fantastic victory. What a moment.
Can you believe it? They're all so nervous down in that side of the factory, 10 corners away from a famous, famous victory.
It's about to Bagnaia to take victories. You have to when you're a factory rider.
Gidolini looks on.
Is he smiling? He looks so calm. I can't Miller. Number 43. What a ride!
There's going to be sweaty palms down under right now.
I'm getting quite emotional myself in the box here because we all know how much.
For the final time on the last lap, turn number 9, and the moment of his Grand Prix career. He's on course to become
Here he comes into the final sector. Jack Miller then has just got to
forget about Bagnaia's live heart rate. What about Jack Miller's? What about for the Wizard of Oz here in Spain? Jack Miller, Aussie, GP race here in Jerez, and it's a Ducati 1-2 in Australia as well. Get the national anthem ready. Further back, Nakagami takes 4th ahead of Mir and Alicia Spargaro 6th. Happen. The investigations, the inquest will start. What they're in the factory Ducati team.
Well, you will not